Hi, I'm Jimmy Aluria with 3A Automotive and Diesel. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the used car versus new car finances. And a lot of people ask these questions to us all the time. And one of the things that my dad used to say was like, Jim, when should I buy a new car? And his answer was with a question like, well, do you still like your car? And if they said, yeah, I love my car, then he would say, well, drive it till the wheels fall off or drive it till you just can't stand it anymore. Because realistically, that's the only way that it makes financial sense to own a vehicle, is that really maximizing the value, unless you have a business that you're writing it off, or sometimes a lease makes sense. But most of the time, most consumers, the only time you're really going to get the value out of your car is by driving it a couple 100,000 miles. So I wanted to go over the numbers real quick just to have a look at what these cars actually cost, new, used, and by maintaining an older car. So we're looking at three different viewpoints. Number one is keeping the car that you've got paid off, doing the maintenance and repairs on that. Two, buying a new car, brand new. And three, buying a used car. And those are three different scenarios that our customers always go through. And really, to make logical sense of it, you just need to look at the numbers. So here's a little bit of research that I just recently did. So if we're going to look at maintaining an older car, the costs and considerations are this. The annual cost on average for maintaining a vehicle that's out of warranty is between $1,100 and $1,700 a year. So your higher end cars, like if you own a Mercedes or something like that, that's going to be a little bit less, or I'm sorry, a little bit more. Whereas, Toyotas and Fords are going to be a little bit less. The average repair costs, now that was a maintenance cost, so doing your brakes and your tires and your batteries and the, things like that that are just preventative maintenance. Then your average repair costs, the national average, according to Kelley Blue Book, is $838 a year. Okay, so you have the average maintenance cost plus the average repair. That's when something breaks, or you have a leak, or you break down. Okay, so the total annual expenses between those two, if you take an average, is about $1,475 annually per vehicle. Okay, so older vehicles are going to cost you a little bit of money. You're not going to get away from having a quote-unquote car payment. It's just going to come in the form of doing preventative maintenance and doing repairs. You're still going to have to do that with new cars, although if you buy a new car, you got a 3-year buffer and then maybe a little bit more time after that, considering how many miles you put on it. All right, now let's look at purchasing a new or used car. Okay, so the average monthly payment, according to nerdwallet.com, on new cars is $742 a month. Wow, that's a lot of money. But there's something else to think about too. The average length of new car terms is 68 months. 68 months. I mean, that's a lot of time to be making a car payment. So during those 68 months, at some point, you're going to have to start doing the preventative maintenance and likely some repairs. So you're still going to have the car payment and you're going to have to do the maintenance and repairs. Now, used cars, the average car payment is about $525 a month, according to NerdWallet. And that term is just about the same. It's 62 months long. So with a used car, you're probably going to be out of warranty and you're still going to have repairs and maintenance, but you're going to spend a little bit less per month overall. So the total loan amounts is going to end up being about $41,000 on a new car, and a used car is going to be about $26,000. And those are according to LendingTree, NerdWallet, and Experian. So the interest rates that you're going to be paying are on a new average is 6.35. I think that's a little bit low. I know people that have gone to buy a brand new Toyota with an 800 credit score, and the best they could get was 6%. So depending on where you're at on that scale, you could be paying even more. But there are some that are a little bit less. And then used cars, the interest rate is going to be 11.6 on average. So with a used car, you're not going to get that great of interest rates. Now, let's look at this. If we do a comparative analysis of these, it's like if you have a car that you already own, you've already paid it off. Realize that between maintaining and repairing the car, you're going to spend a little over $100 a month, about $1,475 per year. Now, you've got to weigh that over 5 years, okay? Because sometimes you do have a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 repair, and it hurts. I understand. But if you weigh that out over, 5 years, the average is about $1,400 per year. So the total cost on that would be $7,375 to maintain that car over a 5-year period. But it's already paid off. Now, looking at the numbers of a new car, you're still going to eventually have some of those repairs and maintenance over that time period. Okay, now it's not weighted with that full amount, but you are going to have the annual car payment of $8,904 on average. Wow. So that adds up real quick. So your total 5-year cost on a new car goes from that $41,000 that we were looking at all the way up to $52,195. So then we looked at purchasing a new car. Okay, you got the preventative maintenance and repairs, $1,475. The annual loan is $6,300 a year. So the total you're going to be paying over the 5-year period is $38,875. So as you can see, maintaining an older car is going to be a lot more cost effective. I mean, it's not even a comparison. Now, if it's in your budget to buy a new car, so be it. It doesn't matter. But if you're really looking at to make financial sense out of a car and you actually do like your car, it's worth it to put a little money into it, because the numbers just, they don't lie. That's tens of thousands of dollars difference in buying a new or used vehicle versus keeping an older one. There's a couple of other things to look at too, is that insurance and registration on a new car is typically a lot higher. Okay, as you buy a new car and your registration is like $800 a year, and your insurance goes up quite a bit. Then you got to think about, when you buy a new car, it depreciates 20 to 30% in the first year. So literally driving it off of the dealership lot, you've just lost thousands of dollars. And then there's also the thing with the tariffs that are going on, and they're saying that could increase car prices $5,000 to $15,000 on new vehicles. But if you're really looking at money, it makes a lot more financial sense to maintain that older car, fix it when it breaks, do the preventative maintenance so that it remains reliable, safe, and valuable, and you will be a lot better off in the long term. So, Jimmy Aluria with 3A Automotive and Diesel Repair, where we save you thousands on car ownership. Please give us a call if there's anything we can do to help you make these types of decisions. And quite honestly, if you're going to buy any car other than right off the dealership, brand new, any used car, make sure you have somebody, a professional, do a buyer's inspection for you so you don't buy a lemon. Make sure you know what you're buying. So hope this helps. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, and come see us. Thank you.